Alright, well, I made it just over a week before I am back complaining about crafting. Look, okay, it's not my fault. They really didn't change all that much from last season to this season, despite everyone's complaints, and now we are kind of stumbling into the same situation all over again. Some things they did change. Takes a lot less time to level up deep sight weapons and extract neutral element from them, and you can get more neutral element. So getting enhanced perks, once that's actually a thing, will not be as kind of much of a grind as it used to be. That's great. The problem, however, is that we are still stuck with this kind of odd crafting system that has a lot of internal contradictions. One of them is that crafting is a way to kind of avoid RNG. It's a way to give you the ability to craft any type of weapon you want with any perks, any setup, your perfect 5 out of 5 roll, and then enhance it even further past that. That is the goal of it, and yet every season now it is starting with this kind of increasingly absurd grind to unlock the ability to get these drops in the first place. And you can argue that, players' mindset just isn't good enough, and that they should be patient and they should be, waiting until later in the season. Like, obviously, you're not going to be able to craft everything right away, but you obviously have a situation where, okay, you want this gun, you're going to do everything you can to find the 5 patterns, and now everything costs 5 patterns, to get that gun possible so you can start leveling it and making your kind of super copy. However, the game does not really allow for that, given that the grind to focus stuff right now is ridiculously long because you have to do 3 rounds of Nightmare Containment by itself to focus one single drop. That has resulted in a lot of people spending hours and hours and getting essentially nothing. Otherwise, you are relying on the luck of opulent chests just giving you random red frames, or you do what I do in my article that I said earlier today, where you spend less resources for random engrams within the 4 opulent weapons, and then you can just acquire, at least you're getting some frames, even if it's not always the frame you want. But I've done that, and I've gotten a full Austringer and a full Beloved. But the problems with crafting, I think, go beyond just like RNG rates of red frames. I think that is the current annoying issue, and yet I don't think anything has really been solved about the fundamental disconnects with crafting. The main issue that I continue to see is the fact that pretty much every drop until you get your crafted copy feels weird. Like, if you are at all planning to engage with the crafting system. And I gave the example the other day. I've given this a similar example last season where I got a Beloved with Surplus Incandescent. Very cool roll, probably what I'm going to end up crafting. And yet I have a new level 1 Beloved that I can now craft, and I just literally cannot use the other roll of it. There's no point in doing it. If I want to, okay, it doesn't have fluted barrel, and it doesn't have, enhanced incandescent or enhanced surplus, so I'm not going to be satisfied because that other option is there. But in the process of leveling Beloved from 1 to 20 to max it out, I'm just not going to use that other weapon. So I might as well just dismantle it, which really negates just any drop that is not contributing towards a pattern, and that's it. That's really the only point of drops outside of the crafting system, unless you are just going to be like, screw it, I'm just going to be happy with what I get, and if I craft stuff, I craft stuff. But like, that's not really the system that was in place, and I feel like that is not really what Destiny is designing for with its player base. And I know I'm not alone in being the type of person who wants to craft their perfect X, Y, and Z thing and then gets confused with this disconnect. The fix for this, I think, and this has been said before, is that I really think they need to come up with a cross weapon type leveling system, as in any type of weapon that you are using within Beloved. So any drop you get a Beloved, if you're using it, it is contributing towards the 1 to infinite leveling system. So that way, you can use the good drops you get, and when you do finally have the pattern to craft Beloved, you have 5 Beloveds, and that's taken you, you're rank 12 now on your current Beloved, if you want to, you can switch over to the crafting one, because now by level 12, maybe you've unlocked incandescent, so you can throw incandescent on the crafted one, and at least your time wasn't wasted using the, what is mine right now, compulsive reloader rampage beloved that I have been stuck with until I get to level 11 or 12 or 13 or 14 to get the perks I want, and then to 20 probably to get all the enhanced ones. That would at least make other drops that are not red frames and that are not the crafted weapon itself useful within the crafting system. I think we can get into larger philosophical questions about whether crafting should have existed at all in Destiny, but that ship has sailed, and I don't think we're not going back from that. This is, I don't know the technical thing behind how this would be to set up. This sounds like this could be on the harder side to kind of share XP across all of this stuff. And but then I turn to what I still think is a really easy solution that Bungie said. I thought they said they were at least looking at it, but nothing has changed. And that is the ability to unlock perks and have them stay unlocked. That so it does not cost resources to switch back and forth between them. Right now, they are still doing like double and triple perk weapons outside of the crafting system, and a lot of times those feel a lot more convenient. Even if you weren't doing that, even if you still had to switch the perks in the recombobulator thing, that would be better than what we have now, because it really, really discourages experimentation. I do not know whether enhanced surplus or enhanced snapshot is going to feel better on that beloved when I hit max level. Don't know. Don't want to find out, because if I pick one first and then I try the other one and then I don't like it and I go back, that is triple the amount of resources as just buying one to begin with. Whereas at least if you have permanent unlocks, you can just buy both of those and then switch back and forth between them, and at least you haven't wasted money because you've permanently unlocked that perk for the weapon. I don't see any reason not to do this. Like, I get that you don't want to add a million little perks under, each column, but besides that, I don't really understand why we can't have a permanent unlock system. The other problems with crafting are just, I think it's RNG based, whether I don't think you should be able to craft 24 mini tools in a row and not get a red frame. I think there needs to be some sort of bad luck protection there. Eventually they put in bad luck protection with the wellspring weapons. That is not true of the individual weapon focusing. That is very much clear. So I definitely recommend kind of the spending less resources to get a wider variety of frames before you start killing yourself trying to get exactly one thing. But that's just me, and I know I want to craft pretty much most of the weapons anyway, so we'll see. And even that system is not perfect. I have done all this, and even with my completed Beloved and Austringer frames, I need 2 more mini tools. I've gotten 0 drangs, 0 red bar drangs. So it's just kind of the luck of the draw. And again, we are marrying this very weird RNG system with a system that was designed to reduce RNG in terms of drops. It just loads all the RNG up front, and then once that RNG portion is over, then no drops ever matter again, because then you're just on this grind to unlock all the perks. So it's a very strange system, compounded by the fact that they keep introducing new weapons that are just not enhanced. Just can't enhance the new dungeon weapons everyone likes, so you're just grinding for rolls for that, which I think is fine, because Destiny was about grinding for rolls for 6 years. But with crafting now, it's just very strange what is crafted, what isn't crafted, and then it's this weird dichotomy of crafting versus random rolls on things. I like middle ground things, like I like random rolls, but also with focusing. I like the idea they have this season where further resets give you more perks unlocked on the playlist weapons. We saw, I posted the other day, the Stars and Shadow that had 3 perks in one column and 2 perks in the other column. That, to me, I think is a more fun system than crafting. And I would have loved for them to have something where you can get the God Will you want, and then once you have that, you start working towards enhanced perks with your favorite copy of the weapon. But that seems like a bridge too far, and I think the core 2 things you need to do: set up cross-weapon XP, so every weapon of that type will feed into the same XP pool for when you can craft it, and allow us to unlock perks permanently. And then obviously adjust RNG drop rates on some of these red frames because they're a little out of hand. So that's my current thoughts on crafting, given that that's kind of my main focus right now, is trying to get access to all these weapons. But yeah, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you later. Take care.